So every December, many Christians end up in the same argument. Santa, Christmas traditions, what's holy, what's pagan, what's harmless, what's dangerous. Most of the people involved in this debate genuinely want to honor Jesus. I believe that. They're not trying to be divisive. They're just trying to be faithful. But somewhere along the way, I think a good desire has turned into a misplaced fight. Because the real issue isn't Santa versus Jesus. It never was. The real issue actually is fear versus love, suspicion versus discernment, religion versus relationship. And if we're honest, I think we've turned a cultural symbol into a spiritual battleground that God never asked us to fight on. You know, the Bible never warns Christians about Santa, Christmas trees, lights, stockings, traditions. But it does warn us about pride, judgmentalism, fighting over debatable matters, fear-driven religion, losing the joy of the Lord, division. Those warnings appear over and over again. The enemy doesn't need Santa to weaken the church. He just needs believers that are too busy arguing to love each other well. I think sometimes we believe we're defending Jesus, when in reality, we're just defending our personal conviction. Scripture is actually very consistent on this point, and that is this: God is never impressed by the outward form of a celebration. He actually looks beneath it. A tree is just a tree, right? Lights are just lights, traditions just traditions. What makes something holy is the heart behind it. Paul actually says this: whatever you do it unto the Lord, meaning that you can actually glorify God with a tradition or dishonor him with the exact same tradition if your heart is proud, fearful, or bitter. God isn't evaluating your December decorations. He's actually evaluating your December motives. Fear has a way of distorting discernment in our life. It makes us suspicious of things that aren't threats. It makes us see darkness where there is no evidence of it. It makes us protect Jesus as if he is fragile. Listen, my Jesus is not fragile. He's not threatened by Santa. He's not overshadowed by lights or gifts. Nothing in this world steals his glory, right? Except when his people, his children, stop reflecting his heart. So Santa isn't the enemy of Christmas. Fear is. Jesus says this: unless you become like little children, right? Unless you come to me like little children. Now, what does that mean? What are little children like? What's their personality like? Well, they wonder, they imagine, they trust, they hope, they delight easily. Those are not weaknesses. Those are kingdom traits. Santa doesn't replace Jesus, but he does help to awaken emotional qualities that help a child receive Jesus later. A home filled with joy, generosity, imagination, and kindness creates fertile soil for discipleship. The enemy of faith is not imagination. The enemy of faith is cynicism. The real question isn't, should Christians celebrate Santa? The better question is, why are Christians so angry about it? Why does this debate create fear instead of peace, division instead of unity, suspicion instead of love? Jesus said the world would know us by our love, not by how we police traditions. So let's ask the question God actually cares about this Christmas. Is Jesus at the center of your heart? Because when Christ reigns there, joy is safe, tradition is safe, celebration is safe, and even Santa is safe. James tells us this in his book. He says, every good and perfect gift is from above. So if December stirs generosity, kindness, family unity, wonder, and joy, who do you think is behind that? It's not Santa. It's not culture. It's not coincidence. God is the giver. Our Father is the giver of every good gift. And yes, he often uses ordinary things, even traditions, to point our hearts towards extraordinary truth. Santa isn't the threat. Santa isn't the enemy. He's not even the battle. The battle is actually inside of us. Will we choose this Christmas, this December, fear or love? Suspicion or joy? Religion or relationship? Because when Jesus truly reigns in your heart, nothing in December will pull you away. In fact, it will all point you back to Him.